Okay. So, coming down to a comfortable seat, let's just settle in, finding our breath here. You can have the feet in lotus, you can have the feet butterflied, slightly extended in front of you. It's really about what's comfortable. Yoga is about control, but comfort is key. So, settling into your breath, we'll bring our left hands to our heart, our right hand to our belly button. And inhale deeply, feeling the belly rise, the chest lift. Staying with your breath, feel your own rhythm, your inhale and exhale. Rooting into your seat bone, feeling the crown lift away. Inhale, feel the belly rise, feel the chest lift. Exhale, let it go. Slowly flutter the eyes open, bringing the hands to heart center. I invite you to set an intention and inspiration for your practice today. And on your inhale, you'll take the thumbs overhead, bringing your gaze upward. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Feel the thumbs connected to the sternum. Inhale, filling the chest. Exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, the thumbs will rise overhead. And we'll activate the space in between our hands with our gaze. Apologies, guys. I've been having some musical technical difficulties this morning. So, still activating the space in between the hands. We'll start by flipping the right palm outward, placing it down on the earth. From here, we're reaching up with the left hand and then across to the right side of the body. Nice big stretch on the left side. Inhale, both hands back up through center, gazing upward in between this active space. The left palm flips to face out. It'll come down to the floor. We're reaching up on the right side and then across. Beautiful, everyone. Wow, this is amazing. I feel like we're really in the same space together because I can see everybody. All right, so we're coming back to center. Both hands will flip forward and will fold over the legs. Breathe it out. Let it go. Slowly walking the hands back towards the body, rising up. We'll bring our hands back to heart center. Reconnect with the breath. Inhale to fill the belly, feel the chest rise. Exhale. We'll take both thumbs overhead. Open the hands nice and wide. And from here, we'll take a twist. So the left hand will come to either your right hip or your right knee, whatever serves you. And the right hand will come around to your left hip. So both hands are connected and we're lifting from our heart and turning deeper into the right with every breath, gazing over our right shoulder. Both hands come back up to center. Nice big inhale, and we'll exhale, taking the right hand to the left hip first, and then our left hand to the right. Nice big twist, lifting from the heart. Okay, when you're ready, slowly coming back to center. Both hands reach up overhead. Find a nice big breath in, breathing into the space in between the hands. And then we'll exhale to fold forward. On your inhale, softly allow your gaze to rise in between the hands. And then exhale, sink down a little deeper. Slowly walking the hands back towards the body, we'll rise up to a comfy seat. And we're gonna make our way to our tabletop position. So I'm rolling over my legs and extending them behind. Okay, so we're gonna start by warming up. And we're gonna do a slightly different warm-up. We did cat-cow yesterday. I feel like we often do cat-cow every day in every yoga class. Are y'all tired of it? Because I am. But with this, let's go into stretching through our heels. So starting on the left ball of the foot, we'll press our left ball of our heel back. So stepping onto that and reaching forward with my right hand. I'm not lifting yet. I'm just activating my heel, seeing what that feels like as I press my heel back. From here, the right hand lifts up to shoulder height and the heel lifts as well. So now we're lifting, now we're stretching. Reaching forward with the fingertips, reaching back with the heel. There's one nice long line with the body and we're feeling our core strong. It's been activated here. Slowly float the limbs down to the mat. Wag your tail, shake the hips from side to side, and we'll find some stillness. Coming onto the ball of our right foot. Left hand reaches forward, taking a moment here to just breathe. Feel the heel stretching back, the hand reaching forward. Now, lifting the left hand to shoulder height. Heel presses high behind you here. Okay, I love seeing some motion in some of these. Yes, do what serves you, do what feels good. For now, we're just activating this core, feeling that both limbs come down. We'll shake the hips softly from side to side. Okay, so let's sit the hips back towards the heels. We're going to find a child's pose briefly here. Bringing the third eye down to the mat. You want to sit the knees wide apart, which will allow you to settle in. Bringing the gaze up in between the hands. We'll rise up to all fours. Okay, so starting on the left side, we'll step back to the left toe mound. Reach forward with the right hand. And then we'll lift our limbs to shoulder height. This time, we'll take elbows to knee. So right elbow to left knee, inhale. Curve. Exhale, reach. Inhale, elbow to knee. Reach. Once more, elbow to knee on the side. Nice big reach, and we can set everything down. Softly shake the hips side to side. And we'll move on to the right side. So right toes step back. We're reaching forward here. Then everything comes to the shoulder height, hip height. Nice strong opposition before elbow comes to knee. Extend. Elbow to knee. Extend. Last time, elbow to knee. Release everything down. We'll sit the hips low. Find that space in the knees. Reach the arms forward. We're taking our child's pose here. So from this child's pose, your gaze will float forward in between the hands. And you'll exhale your heart into the space, staying low, bringing the hips forward, tops of the feet down to the mat. The hands are underneath the shoulders here, and they'll come to hover. We're releasing the back of the neck, so it's long. Lifting the head, neck, and shoulders for Bhujangasana, baby Cobra. Exhale. Both hands behind you, left chin comes down. Finding the interlacing of the hands, we're going to pull them down the small of our back, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders. The gaze floats forward. Tops of the feet still pressing in the mat. Releasing the hands, we'll find the right cheek down to the mat. Hands at your side. On the inhale, your chin comes to the mat. We're finding that interlacing. We're lifting the front half of our body and then zipping our heels together. Our heels will lift as well. So everything is lifted, We're finding this expression of Shalabhasana, or locust posture. Exhale to release, bringing your hands underneath the shoulder. Again, we're pressing the hands into the earth, feeling the pelvis press into the earth as well, finding a deep back bend. Urdhva Mukta Svanasana. From here, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, up and back, downward facing dog, taking a moment to pedal through the feet, left and right. From here, we're walking the hands back towards the feet. We're at the back of our mat in a forward fold. Rooting all four corners of the feet into the earth, lifting 10 toes. Slowly rise up to stand with the chin connected to the chest. Roll the shoulders towards the ears, back and down. Take a few rounds to roll through your shoulders in one direction. And then we'll roll through the shoulders in the opposite direction. Before finding some stillness. And then hands at heart center. So, welcome everyone. This is Tuesday. We're going to get started moving into our Sun A series and then Sun B. Today is all about balance and exploring our hip openers. So here we go. Sweeping the hands down and up, overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana. Both hands come down to the floor and then rise up the legs. We'll find length in the spine. The crown reaches forward. Exhaling to fold. Here, we're walking our hands out, finding our way into our plank. And if this serves you, when you take your Chaturanga, you can bring the knees down and simply bend at the elbows, taking some of the load off, or you can find your body in one long piece and take your plank, take your flow, find that back bend, and then tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Pedaling through the feet, staying connected with the breath. Slowly walking the hands back towards the feet. We're in the forward fold at the back of our mat. We'll inhale to rise halfway. Exhale to fold. Rooting into all four corners of the feet, the chin connected to the chest. We're rolling up to stand, Tadasana. Hands are at your side. And there you are on top of the mountain, feeling oh so strong. Let's take it one more time. Both hands sweep overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to rise halfway, reach the crown of the head, find the length in the spine. Exhale, hands walk out into the plank, choosing what serves you. Take your flow, Chaturanga Dandasana. Find the back bend. And then tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Pedaling through the feet. We'll walk the feet forward towards the hands this time. Inhale to rise halfway. Exhale to fold. Slowly rooting yourself down, rising up to a standing posture. Okay, so This time we're going to take our sun B. So both hands float up high overhead, or Bhujangasana. And from here we'll make our way into our fierce posture, Katasana, sitting hips low. The feet can be zipped together or they can be hips width distance apart, whatever serves you. But we're just holding here. Exhale, both hands down to the mat. We'll float up, find that halfway lift. Exhale, fold once again. From here, we're planting both hands down, stepping the right foot back, pivoting onto our heel. So the blade edge of the right foot's down, both hands sweep back and then forward and up. Here we are, Virabhadrasana, Warrior One. We're taking both hands down to the mat. Left foot steps back. You can take your Chaturanga or hold in the plank. We're tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back. And here we are, downward facing dog. This time, the right foot steps forward. I'm still going through it with the music. Okay, hold on, y'all. Sorry. Always good vibes with the music, but like sometimes it just can't get right. All right, sorry, y'all. All right, so from here, we're stepping the right foot forward, left heel pivots down, both hands sweep back, and then here we are in this Warrior One. I'll move right along since you were holding there, and from here, we'll make our way into our flow. Find your back bend. We're tucking the toes, lifting the hips to downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal through your feet. And you can feel free to hop or step your way to the front of your mat. We'll all rise together halfway, finding that length in the spine, reaching our crown forward before folding over the legs. This time, we're sitting our hips low, feeling our chest connected to our quads. Our hands are reaching forward, and we're in our very low chair. Slowly peel your chest away from the quads, rising up, opening your heart. And then we'll rise up to stand, hands at the side, Tadasana. Okay, so let's take that again. We know where we're going. The music is working with us this time. All right, y'all, here we go. Sweeping both hands overhead, sitting the hips down low, feeling that fierceness. We'll exhale, both hands down to the floor and then up the legs, reaching the crown forward, planting both hands, stepping the right foot back, pivoting onto the heel, sweeping both hands behind and then upward, finding your strong Warrior One. We'll exhale, both hands down to the floor, pivot onto the ball of the right foot, step back, find your flow, take it nice and slow. Feel that back bend, and when you're ready, tuck the toes. We'll meet in down dog. From this down dog, the right leg steps high behind you and forward in between the hands. We'll pivot the left heel down. This time, sweep both hands back, nice and strong into our Warrior One. Exhale, both hands down. Take your flow. we're meeting in our downward facing dog. Let's remain here for 5 breaths. Just breathing, checking in. If you'd like, you can also bring those knees down, take a child's pose. We're just holding. Okay, so from this down dog, we'll make our way to the front of the mat, either by hopping or stepping. We're meeting in that forward fold. Hands at the shins, we'll rise up halfway, feel that length in the spine, and exhale to fold once more. Sitting the hips low, reaching the arms forward. We're here in our low chair, slowly rising up. And then we'll find both hands at our side. Beautiful. On top of the mountain. All right, everybody. So now that we're nice and warmed up, let's take a moment to shake out the legs. But we're going to start class by getting into our hamstrings through our triangle series. I lost my words. Sorry about that. Okay, so coming at the top of your mat, both hands together. We'll start by finding the feet, hips width distance apart. So you can check in with this, coming to face the camera, 2 fists together. In between, maybe there's a pinky space. That's about hips width distance apart, so you can find that measurement for yourself. And starting by coming onto the ball of the right toes, we'll slowly slide our right foot back until our heel comes down. So the idea is not to be in a lunge, but it's actually to be just with the feet parallel, sort of tracked away from one another like that. So the weight is evenly distributed in both legs. We're feeling rooted through all 4 corners on both feet. We'll find it interlacing with the hands behind the back, slowly drawing the hands down the back, allowing your gaze to creep upward. You'll find a slight back bend. Maybe you come onto the heel of the left foot, and then we'll plant that left foot and slowly fold down with our straight legs. Maybe the hands come to float behind the head. We'll slowly release the hands back towards the small of the back, allowing you to lift yourself with length in the spine. And we're standing once more. Release the interlacing, sweep the hands forward and up overhead. Feeling the hands connected overhead, we'll come to the ball of our right foot as we were at the beginning, and then slowly slide it forward, and then hands come down through heart center. Beautiful, everybody. Okay, so let's explore that on the left side. Being certain that we're rooted on both sides, hands come to heart center. We'll step to the ball of our left foot, slide it back, place that heel down. The hands come behind you, finding a connection, an interlacing. You'll pull your heart open, really burst your heart open as you pull your hands down and back. Maybe you come onto your right heel, right toes lift. And from here, we're exhaling with our straight legs to fold forward. The hands can float back towards the small of the back, and with length in the spine, we're rising up to stand. The hands release. We'll sweep the hands forward and up overhead. We find a connection, and from here we come onto the ball of that left foot, slide forward. It's like so persistent. Okay. All right, everybody. So from here, let's sweep both hands overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana to forward fold. We'll inhale to rise up halfway. We're planting both hands, stepping both feet back, and we'll lift our hips into this downward facing dog. From this down dog, we'll find a three-legged dog, lifting the right leg high behind us, opening that right hip by dropping the right heel towards the left glute. And when you're ready, squaring through the hips, we'll pull the right knee in towards the chest, placing the right foot down, coming down onto our left knee. So if you have any sensitivity, I invite you to include a blanket here. It's a great place to give yourself a little more support right under that knee that's standing. But we're going into Anjaneyasana, which is a crescent posture. So by sweeping the hands back and forward and up, we can find this expression of crescent moon. So in this posture, we're really feeling our pelvis press forward as the hands reach up and back, allowing for a small back bend to occur. We'll sweep both hands forward and down. From here, tucking that left toe, lifting the left knee, and the right hand will reach upward towards the sky. We're in a twist. Right hand reaches forward and down. All right, so our feet are down. We're in this low lunge. We're going to explore straightening this right leg, bending the left, and then bending the right, straightening the left. So you're moving from back to front, forward and back, just feeling this out. If your hamstrings are very tight, this can be rather difficult, so move with caution here. When you're ready, you'll place both hands down, step that right foot back, and find your flow. Really feel your back bend. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. We'll move to the other side by stepping the left heel high behind us. Exhale, opening that knee, dropping the left heel towards the right glutes. Re-extending three-legged dog, bringing that left knee into chest and exhaling that foot in between the hands. The right knee comes down, top of the foot comes down, taking ourselves into Anjaneyasana. So we'll sweep both hands back and then forward and up. Notice how I'm really pressing my pelvis into, pressing forward here. So there's one smooth line. If we look at that shape, there is a crescent. Exhale, both hands down. We'll tuck through the right toes, lift the right knee, left hand sweeps back and up. We're gonna twist towards that left knee this time. Exhale the left hand down. And this is where we're moving through the legs. So checking in that you have a 90-degree angle with your front leg and the floor. So you can see I move my arm 90 degrees. But this is how we'll get that stability to really press that straight leg and bend into the back. Just moving back and forth with our breath. Noticing any tightness, breathing into the space. And once you've had enough of this exploration, you can make your way into your three-legged dog. Take your flow. And we'll meet in down dog. All right, everyone. So if you're in your child's pose, you can make your way into the down dog. We'll walk the hands back towards the feet. Rise up halfway. Exhale to fold down deep. And sitting the hips low, reaching the arms up. We're in our chair. We'll rise up to stand. Sweeping both hands overhead, Hastasana. Exhale to forward fold. We'll walk ourselves out into our plank. And from here, step the right heel high behind us. And then forward in between the hands. So from here, we're going to explore creeping around in our first variation of the Skandasana, the side lunge, to fold over our left leg. So if you didn't catch that, I walked around. So right foot's forward, bend into it, walk yourself around to fold over that left leg. Returning to the front of the mat, the right foot steps high behind, and we'll place it down. Take a moment to pedal through the feet. We're lifting the left heel high behind us. Stepping it forward in between the hands. Bringing our pelvis down towards the floor, really bending into that left side, swiveling around so that we can bow over the right leg. Slowly making our way back to the front of the mat. We'll lift the left leg high behind us, three-legged, and then set it down. Moving to the right leg once more, stepping high behind us, we'll step it forward in between the hands. This time, staying low, we're gonna go towards the back of our mat so that we're in our lunge in the back. Yeah. Move to the front, stay low. Okay, once more, taking it to the back. Stay as low as you can, get into those hips. And we're taking it to the front. So from here, we'll step this left foot forward to meet the right. We're in a forward fold at the front of our mat. Slowly Rooting into all four corners of the feet, will rise up to stand. Beautiful. So let's come to this wide side of our mat, and we'll take on our Prasarita series. We'll really get into the Skandasana, this side lunge. Okay, everybody. Here we are. Both feet are parallel with the wide side of our mat. We'll sweep our hands down and overhead. They're in a flying warrior. And then exhale, big dive. Both hands come down. Inhale to find length in the spine. Feel the crown reaching forward. Exhale, bend at the elbows, gaze through the thighs. Hands come to the hips, and we'll rise up with length in the spine to stand. Okay, sweeping both hands overhead. We'll take our standing series here. So pivot the right toes to face out. We're bending into that right knee, finding warrior one at the back of our mat. From here, take on your warrior two, nice and strong. Both hands up in opposite directions, feeling those wild horses pulling you. It's a very active posture. Core is engaged. From here, left hand floats forward to meet the right. Take on your warrior one, Bhujangasana one. Exhale, open up into strong warrior two. Maybe you sink a bit lower. The left hand floats forward to meet the right. Warrior one. From this warrior one, we're straightening that right foot, pivoting onto the wide side of our mat. Flying warrior. Exhale, dive over the legs. Planting both hands, we'll find length in the spine. Then bend at the elbows to gaze through the thighs. Hands come to the hips, and with length in the spine, we're rising up to stand, sweeping both hands overhead. Left toes pivot out, bending into the left knee. Blade edge of the right foot is down, feeling strong, warrior one. Open out, warrior two. All night. Okay, right hand floats forward to meet the left. Warrior one, front of the mat. Exhale, open out into your warrior two arms. The hips pivot to open to the side. Really feeling that power. We'll sweep the right to meet the left. We're in our warrior one. Straight leg pivot onto that wide side of your mat. Exhale to fold over the legs. Plant the hands, find the length. Bending at the elbows, gaze through the thighs. And with length in the spine, we'll rise up to stand. Well, look at that. Let's heel toe our feet in just a step. And from here, we're going to move into that Skandasana. So let's bring both hands to frame what is our right leg first, and cautiously bending into that right knee, feeling that heel extend. We're here. This is our first time here, or second time here. So let's just see how this feels. We're gonna make some circles with the ankle. I'm losing it, y'all. Make some circles with the ankle in one direction, and then in the opposite, you'll notice that you'll feel the stretch on the inside of your ham. Yes, if you feel it in your knee, back off from it. And you know what? If you have a chair, you're not limited. So you can be in a chair and just be here if that feels good for you. So use anything that you have around to your disposal. Feel it, feel good. We'll make our way to the other side. So bring both hands in front, stay low. Okay. Making those circles with the heel in one direction, making the circles in the opposite. Both hands come down. We'll lift the hips high. Hands come to your hips and then we'll rise up to stand. So checking in with that first time, we can see what we need. Maybe there's a chair, maybe there's a block or a pillow, something to help us support ourselves when we get down, or we're just softly using our hands. This time I'll offer a bind that you can experiment with. Simple bind, or you can try out your balance. So bringing both hands to frame this right side first, we're coming down. And if you want to try out balance, you can bring your hands to heart center and then raise them overhead. If that feels good, maybe you find your shin mudra, index and thumbs together, one hand reaching up, one hand extending. And this is a beautiful meditative expression that helps us find our core, find our balance, and reconnect with ourselves a little deeper. And if you'd like to take on that bind, elbows come together. You can grab at your elbows, but behind you. That's another variation that you can take. So bringing both hands down, we'll make our way to the other side, staying low. And if you tried out your shin mudra, you can bring your hands together, let them float upward. Thumb and index finger meet. You can find that posture, or you can find the bind by elbows coming together, grabbing for your elbows behind you, opening your heart, staying lifted. Okay, so we're gonna make our way out, coming into our wide-legged fold, hands at our hips. With length in the spine, we'll rise up to stand. All right, everybody, so we're gonna take it one more time. I'll offer one more bind in this expression of Skandasana, side lunge. I hope y'all have learned this word today, Skandasana. I love saying it, so I hope you receive it. If anybody asks, what did you do in yoga class today? You can say Skandasana, side lunge, and with confidence. Okay, so we're coming down, this time on the left side, on the right side, and I'm gonna bring my right shoulder on the inside of my right thigh, reaching my right hand down, find that bind, and then I'll reach up and back. This is very similar to the twist that we did in our opener. So as I find that clasping of my hands, I'm really just following my shoulder back, which is keeping my heart open. So for the other side, I'm gonna flip into the other direction, but I'm also gonna turn around so you can see what is happening behind me. So this time I'm on my left side, but I'm behind so you guys can see my hand falls here, reach up, and I'm grabbing. I'm pulling down with that wrist, which is allowing me to look over my shoulder Making our way out, coming back to center, wide legs, hands at the hips. We'll rise up to stand. Slowly walk the feet together and shake out those legs. Beautiful, everybody. So let's sit down, take our wide-legged seat. The time is 9:24. It blows my mind how time just flies. We're out here living our best yoga lives and feeling good on a Tuesday. Gotta love it. So feet are spread wide. We're reaching both hands high above us. And just exhale to fold forward. This isn't about bringing your heart to the floor, your chin to the floor. It's just about feeling a release in the back of the legs. After the work we did on the hip openers, this is a good way to relax. Slowly walking the hands back towards the body. We'll close that chapter, closing the legs. And both feet will meet together at the front of our mat. We'll slowly roll down, squeezing the knees in towards the chest. Holding on to both legs, exhaling the heels towards the ceiling, and then pointing the toes. So flexing heel and toe. If you need to support the backs of the thigh, that's okay. But the head, neck, and shoulders can relax down. Just legs up the wall, essentially. Pointing and flexing. Squeezing both knees down. You'll hold on to the right knee. Exhale the left leg long. And make some windshield wipers with this right knee from midline to armpit. We'll squeeze both knees into the chest, head towards the knees, and extending that right leg long, we'll hold on to our left knee. Head, neck, and shoulders can relax down. Just making those swipes from left to right. Squeezing both knees into chest. And releasing both feet down, palms at your side. We're gonna find our bridge posture, then a happy baby, and then take our final rest. So we're pressing both feet down into the earth, really feeling our pelvis stretch skyward as we lift here into our bridge. If you have a block, you can always bring a block under your low back, or if this is available to you, you can find that same interlacing of the hands, rolling onto the tops of the shoulders, feeling the hips left even higher here. And if you think you have all the control in the world, test yourself by lifting your right heel, stretching it forward, really pressing your hips high, placing the right foot down, and then extending your left heel forward, continuing to keep those hips in line. Placing both feet down, slowly release the hips down to the earth. Release that interlacing of the hands. From here, we'll pull the knees into the chest, reaching the heels towards the sky, grabbing for the outside edges of the feet to find happy baby. Taking a moment to just rock from left to right. Maybe straightening one leg, bending the other. And when you're ready, slowly releasing yourself into the mat. Legs extend long. Find a nice inhale, filling the lungs, and release, letting it go. Slowly introducing movement into the wrists, the ankles. Maybe you softly move the head from left to right. And on your next inhale, sweeping both arms overhead, giving yourself a nice big stretch. Fingertips stretch away from the heels as if you're waking up for the first time this morning. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Slowly coming to your right side, your sun side, knees into the chest. Just resting here. And slowly rising up into a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands at heart center or one hand or both hands on your heart. Let's close out today's practice. Thank you for being here for yourselves in community with one another and sharing your energy, your practice. It's beautiful to watch you move. It's beautiful to watch you serve yourself, and it's beautiful to guide you. Thank you